Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, the test match between Pakistan and New Zealand. It's day 2 now and New Zealand are in a commanding position. Pakistan, of course, completed their innings and they were bowled out for 438 runs. Agha Salman, the latest member to get his maiden test century. There were 3 wickets for New Zealand captain Tim Southee. It was a brilliant performance from Babar Azam. Indeed, unfortunate couldn't get his double century, got out as early as New Zealand could take his wicket because they knew that would make a difference. But Agha Salman was brilliant. I think that gave a lot of stability to Pakistan. Otherwise it looked like that we might see another collapse. So then again, 438 for me, I think still 100 runs short. But like I said, New Zealand are in a commanding position. If you talk about their innings so far, 165 without losing any wicket. Stumps have been drawn, so the day 2 has ended and it's Tom Latham who is at the crease with 78 not out, followed by Devon Conway who's on 82 not out as well, both of them sharing 165 runs partnership so far. And like I said, New Zealand look in a very commanding position. Pakistan so far have failed to make any amends and take any wickets because New Zealand have just been superb. So some out of the box thinking was there as well. We saw Babar Azam bowling, but that didn't work too. Then again we move on to Australia versus South Africa. The second test match as day 2 came to a close there as well. Australia are in a commanding position. David Warner got retired hurt after securing a double century. This is the 100th test for David Warner and he's got a habit, getting hundreds on his 100th milestones. Got 100 in his 100th one day and now he's got 100 in his 100th test as well. So Australia are 386 for 3. They lead by 197 runs in reply to South Africa who were bowled out for 189 runs. Then of course Sherazi Ahmad had a chat to the media as well. We're going to be discussing about Sarfaraz's comeback. He was extremely happy to make a comeback. He also said that this 86 was a bit of a nervous one. He said it felt like that I'm on a debut, but he gave credit to Babar Azam for giving him a lot of confidence as well. So he said he was very nervous, but then again because of the confidence that was given by Babar Azam, he managed to stable the innings as well. Unfortunate couldn't get 100, but I think what a remarkable comeback and what remarkable form Sarfaraz Ahmed is in. Then of course we move on to something very special. The Mega Stars League 2022 MSL, more commonly known, Pindi boys have been crowned the champions. They beat Balochistan Warriors. They dominated the final throughout the tournament. They were absolutely superb. So we're going to be talking to some very, very special people who will join us representing the champions of this edition of MSL, the Pindi boys, and of course we'll talk to them in detail about the whole idea about this franchise and everything in between as well. That's what we're discussing on the show in detail. And like I said, the test match is the first order of business, and to discuss them further in studios, first of all, we've been joined by a cricket expert, somebody who's very enthusiastic about the game, knows a bit of history as well, and of course we're going to be talking about detail of this test match and also things going around in PCB these days as well. They're making headlines, so let's explore some certain things there as well. Rizwan, Haider joins us. Assalamu alaikum, how are you, sir?
Assalamu alaikum, Ahmad.
Great to have you on the show. Also joining us is cricket commentator, cricket expert, a very dear brother, a very keen eye on the game itself. And of course, I'm sure that me and him are going to explore some opportunities where we see some tweaks should be happening. Because these days, we're being given credit that we're making a lot of changes in the Pakistan team, although none of that is true. But let's see where we can get to. We've been joined by K. Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, Ahmad. I'm good, thank you.
Great to have you on the show as well. Now Rizwan, what would you make of day 2 first of all? Clearly, I think it's been a dominant start for New Zealand. Pakistan would have felt that they fell 100, 150 runs short.
I think Pakistan missed it quick with Babar getting out early. He didn't get a chance to build on his yesterday's performance. Otherwise, all credit to Salman Ali Agha for his maiden test 100. He played well with the tail, and but still on a dead wicket like that, we're still about 100 runs short. And unfortunately, we didn't get any wickets. I mean, it's strange that Salman Ali Agha didn't get to bowl. Babar Azam bowled 3 overs. But you need to have juicy wickets. You need to have something for the bowlers. There's no point bringing back Mir Hamza for his second test and give him a wicket like that. Similarly, for Mohammad Wasim making his second test or a debut on a wicket which has nothing in it for the bowlers. For Test cricket to improve in Pakistan, we need to have wickets where results are possible. I'm not saying make juicy wickets like the New Zealand wickets or the Australian or the English wickets. We need to have wickets that suit us. Like in India, they make square turners, but then again, they have on the back end, they have wickets where they can train and go to Australia and beat them in Australia. They've done that twice now. We need to have wickets for all sort of, and to encourage all type of bowlers, all type of batsmen. Even the batsmen, their skills do not get honed if they keep playing on dead tracks like that. So overall, I'm disappointed, but with the new management, I hope, once they get a chance to settle in and make some improvements on the wickets, we're going to have good wickets.
Asif, one very interesting debate that's been going around, and I've mentioned this at many times, that it's no longer the scenario where you see that teams from outside Asia will struggle in these conditions. They're now better prepared to take on these conditions, and that's what we're seeing from New Zealand.
Well, that's right, and the reason is that their structure, their domestic structure and their preparations. If you see the record of Devon Conway, the way he's playing, he played 120 first-class games. His average is 47 in first-class career and scored 2100. What does it mean? That plenty of experience. And then when the plenty of experience coming up in the international cricket with a lot of confidence and pitches like this, rightly said by Rizwan, that please try to make the pitches which suit us. And it does not mean that you are bringing once again that the fast bowler Mir Hamza already played more than 90 first class games, and then he's coming up and not taking any wicket because there is no any sort of any help. Not this track is typical for the batting track, and if you guys are thinking that there was a bit turn from Ijaz Patel and Ish Soodi and Pakistani batters played them nicely. Yes, we understand that the Sherazi is a very good campaigner against spin bowler. Agha Salman, yes, fine, fair enough, and then Babar Azam. But even then, let's suppose if they're scoring 400, 450, or if they're scoring 500, what would you do in the second innings? Then it would be difficult for you guys, because still the Saud Shakil got plenty of experience. I'm not saying that these are not good guys, but the thing is that the Pakistani batting is struggling in either conditions. Either it is helping with the batters or the bowlers. If it is a flat pitch, you rightly said that we're 100 runs shorter. But even then, this time, New Zealand once again, they played so nicely. They're playing very nicely against Abrar, because Abrar was a surprise package for them, but they handled him really nicely. So I think that I totally agree with Rizwan that the things are changing now in PCB. So let's see, we're hoping best.
Well, before we analyze Test match in detail, Rizwan, like you mentioned particularly, that this new management has got to do things differently. One very keen statement has been there from the chief selector, Shahid Afridi, where he also mentioned this fact that there is no reason why we cannot have pitches that we see around the world.
And we've seen that in the past as well. Used to have a great wicket in Multan. Rahul Pindi had a wicket which used to produce results, and the practice pitches you can have all sort of pitches. But for the home test matches, you need to have pitches that suit you. When we go to England, when we go to Australia, when we go to New Zealand, they don't make pitches which are favouring Pakistan. We are playing, for the past year or so in test match cricket, we've been playing so negatively that the aim before the series is not to lose. It's not about drawing, it's not about winning, it's just don't lose.
Yeah.
That is such a negative mentality. If you have this aim to begin with, what do you expect? You can't expect to go and win, you can't expect to, England changed the mindset. I want to give the example of Joe Root. Wonderful batsman. He was the captain. 2021, he scored about 1,700 runs, about to break Mohammad Yusuf's record. But England lost the Ashes in a very, very devastatingly. Australia literally ran them over. What did they do? They thought, okay, Joe Root the batsman, Joe Root the captain. Joe Root the batsman is essential to their plans. We stick with him as a batsman. As a captain, you need to have positive mentality. He's not the right man for the job. They literally changed him, and he's been delivering for them as well. Even in this tour, he was.
It worked for him as well.
So it does not necessarily. You have to identify what do you want from Babar. Babar the captain, Babar the batsman. You have Babar the batsman. There's no doubt he's one of the best players in the world for Test matches, one days, maybe even T20s. At the right slot, wherever the selectors think is right for him. But as a captain, you need somebody who has initiative, who can make decisions on the field and can do them quickly. He doesn't have to think them through for 5 overs and the decision gets delayed. So that's exactly what we need. I'm not saying Babar is the right man or the wrong man for the job. I mean, you know, PCB has just had new management; they'll decide. But you need to have somebody who can make decisions quickly. I've never seen Babar getting somebody out through a plan. You know, having a field set for a batsman.
He did have one. He was bowling himself today, so that that looked like a plan.
Okay, but there's some plan. The A team. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what do you want from Babar. You have to decide, and you have to you have to think clearly, and then go ahead.
Can I add something?
Of course, but let me just tell you that the only thing worse than a plan is no plan at all. So there should be a plan.
Well, let me give you an example. As Rizwan said, that you should have some plans for the different players, for the different batters. This is what we have witnessed. This is what Ben Stokes had done in recent past against Pakistan. Each player, he got a different plan for each player, like Babar Azam, Azhar Ali, Imamul Haq, even Saud Shakil. So where is the planning? And planning comes with your vision. So I think that rightly said that he's a classy batter, no doubt that the phenomenal for Pakistan, but still a question mark. Either is he a brave captain or not? This is a question mark, which definitely we're looking forward to get an answer. An answer definitely comes out with the performances. Performances like a captain. Either is he a talkative captain like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, like Kane Williamson, like Ben Stokes, or it's okay, fine if he's not getting wicket and coming up and bowling. Fine, it's okay, it's good. I'm not criticizing that why Babar Azam is bowling. But thing is that the plans, either you are coming up with awkward field positions, either you are coming up with the different scenarios.
Trying to outsmart the batsman.
Yes, either you are using your bowlers with different varieties and different variations. So these are the questions. So I totally agree.
But there's been a lot
and
of
this is the first program that we are on the same page, Rizwan.
For a change, unfortunately.
You guys were waiting for the change in management. I figured that trick out now. But Rizwan Agha Salman, a good day for him at least. Getting some runs on the board, maiden Test century, always helps. Of course, there's been talks about certain players, but then again, I think it was a brilliant 100.
For the last 2-3 years, we've been very, very reluctant to give, debuts to the youngsters. We've stuck it out with the oldies like Hafiz and Malik and Azhar Ali and Fawad. And it seems like that, we've been scared to, if somebody goes in, it'll take 6 matches or 8 matches or, something like that. But at the end of the day, you have to, stick with the youngsters because they are the future. And if you can't win with the youngsters, it doesn't matter if you lose 4 or 5 games or a series. Even with the experienced players, we've lost series. We've never won a series in Australia. It's, at the moment, we're having trouble winning series at home. Bangladesh, we went to Bangladesh. Bangladesh did make supporting wickets. They did try different players, and now Mehdi Hassan is coming up so well.
Yeah,
that's the way youngsters come in, with experience. They stuck it out with Shakib Hassan. He just hasn't worked it out for me. Even if you remember, I was saying before the World Cup that the mentality of putting Shakib in as captain is the wrong one, and it got proved. Even with Pakistan, once we in the T20 format, once we lose the toss, we have no idea what the plan is. The team doesn't know how many runs to get on the board. It's the plan is win the toss, make them bat first. If the target is 160 to 180, Babar and Rizwan are going to get you through. That's not a plan. That is not a plan.
Yeah,
so you have to
right, Asif Agha Salman, for you.
Well, I'm happy for him.
Sorry, well done, Agha Salman.
Yeah,
that was the question.
And welcome back to Sports Extra. I'm in conversation with K. Asif Ahmad and Rizwan Haider. We're discussing day 2 of the first test match between Pakistan and New Zealand, where New Zealand are in a commanding position. Asif, so as far as day 3 goes, Pakistan need to pick up wickets in the first session. Simple as that, nothing more.
Very, very simple. That's right. And still Tom Latham and Devon Conway, the way they are playing, to be very honest, that impressive.
And still Williamson to go.
Williamson and, why I'm so shocked because Ibrar was bowling so nicely, but even then the Tom Latham and Devon Conway, they were up to the mark, and their timing was so correct. There wasn't any sort of edges or hairy-fairy shots. That's why we always shout please work on your basic technique. If you're technically you're okay, your basics are good, you can perform anywhere in the world. And that's why they're performing in the Pakistan. They're playing so nicely. Why England players played so nicely? Because they have prepared prepared very well against the spinners as well. And you know, did you remember that video of Marnus Leveshin?
Yeah.
That he was practicing at his home when he was about to come Pakistan. So they got the plan, they execute. We didn't have plan, we don't execute.
Well, it's good to not have a plan. Then you don't have to worry about execution, I think.
Yeah.
But Rizwan, one very important thing, you got to give New Zealand this credit, that in this modern world of cricket where cricket is evolving continuously, they bring batters that are so technically sound but are still able to adjust in every format.
I personally think that the reason for that is their cricket structure. Of course, India has had the same structure, Ranji Trophy, for the last 40, 50, 60 years. England or Australia have a very similar structure. But with a very small population, and you know, they've just got 5 first-class teams. So the competition is very, very tough. You know, to get into those teams, just 55 players are playing at one time. So if you have the backup squad, you have about 70, 75 players getting into first-class cricket. We are having so many teams, even India and Australia, but although the population is big. But the pool sample size, because you know, when you have 20 teams or 15, 16 first-class teams like in England, it gets very, very diluted. Chances are easier for players to come into the team. The bowling gets easier as well. You can't have 5 excellent bowlers in 20 different teams, but it's very easy to get 5 good bowlers in 4 or 5 teams, accommodate them, and that makes it tougher. So that's a good thing, and they're working on their first-class cricket for the last 10 years or so. And you know, they didn't become World Test Championship because they didn't have a structure. They've been working on it, and continuity is the key for them. They've been very, very consistent. They've never been, you know, flamboyant and, you know, had superstars, but they play as a team. They gel together, play as a team. They haven't got the luxury of, you know, star players like England or Australia or India or Pakistan has, but they have got a team of individuals who gel together as a team, and you know, that's why they're performing.
I think they're one very important team when we talk about the ODI World Cup next year as well. I think they're a very important team.
Absolutely, they're very, very, and they've got, you know, they've got a very nice balance of T20 players and Test match players to gel into the one-day squad. Because one day is basically you need to have a couple of batsmen who are, you know, play the anchor role very well. You need to have a couple of hitters. The bowling is very, very consistent. They've got the spinners. They've got 3 here now, Sodhi and
Ijaz Patel. Yeah.
Ijaz Patel. So that's another positive, you know, World Cup in India. So they're never off the ball. They're always in the top 4 or 5, always in contention for the semi-finals. So yes, of course, a major threat.
Well, they are a major threat, but you know, that being said, day 2 has ended. New Zealand are 165 without losing any wicket. Devon Conway and Tom Latham are still at the crease. Pakistan really have got their work cut out when they come on to bowl again tomorrow on day 3, and obviously I think the first session is going to be very important to set the tone of the match, and wickets is the only way forward. Welcome back to Sports Extra with me, Ahmad Nawaz. Now, like I said, we've got something very, very special planned for you. MSL, the Megastars League that happened in the Pindi Cricket Stadium, the year 2022 edition, was a spectacular one. Ended in spectacular fashion, but I think more great than that was a victory of a particular franchise called the Pindi Boys, and that too in Pindi. And you know, that gives us a great insight into not just the talent that this franchise possessed, but also I think from top to bottom the interest that was taken throughout the tournament as well. It was absolutely amazing. And to discuss this further in studios, we have been joined by Asif, but we're also very honored to be joined by the owner of this particular franchise of the Pindi Boys, Mr. Saqib Anjum. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. Fine, thank you.
Sir, great to have you. First of all, I think congratulations to you, to your entire management. I think the entire team of Pindi Boys, from everyone to the management to the people involved on the field, it's been a spectacular one. How is everybody feeling right now?
Fabulous. It's fabulous. We are not expecting as much that we have. The guys are very much energetic and focusing towards the victory. And finally we done, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, Asif Ahmad, you saw the journey of this franchise as well. Like I said, I know Pindi Boys is close to your heart as well. But what a spectacular moment to win in your own home ground.
Their slogan was pretty much interesting. Pindi jado aayega lag pata jayega. That was the slogan of Pindi boys. And in commentary box, we enjoyed a lot. It was such fun and festivity there. And to be very honest, the Pindi was a very shocking and very dangerous team. Even Shahid Afridi during the toss said, I was hosting the toss, and he said that the Pindi boys batting is so dangerous, very strong. And their captain was, legendary leggy, Mushtaq Ahmad, and then they got a couple of some, TV superstars like film stars, drama stars. Everyone was nicely gelled up, and they were
the
playing so
magic
nice.
of Mushi Bhai is all you need, don't you? In the
Yes, and that's why, and the Pindi boys, whenever the Pindi boys got the victory, there was fun in the com box as well. Even,
I know stories of you dancing in the com box. I've heard about
that's
that.
right, because I'm Pindi boy, to be very honest. Congratulations to them. And overall, it was a really nice tournament. I have commentated in different and various parts of the country, and even out of the country as well. But this tournament was pretty much unique. That if a batter scored 30 runs, he would have to go out, and the short pitch delivery was not allowed, because apart from test cricketers, there wasn't
amateur
any
cricketers as well,
and the TV stars, they were not the regular cricketers. We got a couple of TV anchors as well, like Kashif Abbasi, Hamid Mir. By the way, Kashif Abbasi was beaten so rudely. He got six sixes in 2 hours. So overall, fantastic, and congratulations to Pindi boys.
Definitely. I think that's a spectacular moment of the tournament, and the highlight of MSL will always be the Pindi boys. And I love the slogan. I think we need to get bumper stickers on our cars now as well.
Could you repeat that? Could you repeat?
Yes, Pindi jadon aayega lag pata jayega. So I'm going to keep that slogan everywhere. But Saqib bhai, what was the initiative when you first heard about the opportunity to get involved with the MSL as a corporate entity? You have to look at many aspects of owning a franchise. What was the vision, first of all?
The cause behind this league is very important, and it's a basic difference between the other leagues and the MSL. More of the celebrities involved in this league, and basically we are from the real estate sector. Fair Deal Marketing is our company, and we are working from last 20 years and for internationally and locally. Mushtaq Saab is our CEO of Fair Deal Marketing. He has the idea of to involve Fair Deal Marketing to this league.
That was very Asif, this is a spectacular moment. We always talk about public-private partnership and how corporate entities can make a difference. You have to give credit to Fair Deal Marketing and their management over here, who actually saw the initiative, not just the glamour in this league.
Yes, all the sponsors, the credit is due. And of course that I have spoken directly to Muhammad Hafiz, Misbah Haq even, that because all the stars were the part of this league.
Absolutely.
And they said that this is phenomenal, that the corporate sector is coming forward. And the idea was really unique. And Shahid Afridi said during an interview that we just want to spread smiles, and we want to help out the players actually who didn't get the proper attention from the Pakistan Cricket Board or rest of the nation. So I think the entire idea was perfect, and I'm so happy that it happened in Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, and we were the part of this.
Although I think it was very cold, but you still managed to do it.
See, that's why even in the night, I must give credit to the crowd as well. Even in this cold weather, the crowd was in the stadium. They were supporting every team. They were supporting cricket, and they were supporting the idea as well, which was really unique, to help out the poor people. And I think I should give credit to Shahid Afridi and the entire management and the people like Saqib Saab and everyone. I must congratulate them.
So Saqib bhai, what's next now? We know that Pindi boys have won. They're the champions now. I think the trophy must be
the next is treat.
Yeah.
We just are waiting.
The trophy must be paraded throughout Pindi.
Yeah.
Pindi needs to own that trophy. There must be celebration. But what's next now? Because obviously when tournaments end, then franchises have got to go back to business. But then again, you have an opportunity to probably promote cricket at grassroots level as well.
Yeah, we are working as a family, and we have a plan. And for next 1 year, that the Pindi boys team aligned with the Fair Deal Marketing, and inshallah we plan next activities related to the cricket in Karachi, Dubai. We have a setup over there. So
Cricket won't stop.
We work as a family, and we will continue.
But that being said, do you play yourself as well?
Uh,
I've been told that you can bat a bit as well.
yeah, only in the nets.
In the well, you never know. Asif, we always know that
Yeah.
people, one day we can probably draft Saqib bhai as a super sub into the team and see results as well. That has
Saqib bhai,
happened in the past.
let me tell you, this guy who is sitting there and who hosting the program, he's a very good batter as well. So next time, please consider his name as well.
I'll have to give trials. I know they're very tough trials. I know Mr. Kessler.
But I'm sure about yourself, Ahmad. I'm sure about you. You're a fantastic batter.
Well, I'm very honored that both of you guys are. But Asif, one thing is for sure that these tournaments, like I said, Pindi boys are the champions. I think I must give credit to Saqib bhai in the management of Fair Deal and everybody involved of the Pindi boys, that they've said that for the next 1 year they're going to have cricketing activities. You, me, all of us have suggested many at times that corporate entities must give back to the community. So I think this is a win-win situation for Rawalpindi.
Yes, of course,
Yeah.
you know that, especially if you, as you were discussing the idea that the trophy must be going to throughout the Rawalpindi, I think if they're making any plan, we'll definitely will help them that how you can celebrate your victory. You can arrange, in Rawalpindi there are some old streets like Kirtarpura. These are the food streets. If you're going along with your team there with the trophy and staging there a small sort of celebrations, I think it would help you. Not only the Kirtarpura, you can go to Sadar, you can go to Fawara Chowk, you can go to Faizabad, anywhere.
And I think finally Pindi can own a team.
Yes,
We've been
finally.
talking about this
Yes.
so much that even in PSL, you've got Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi, Multan, and you've got Peshawar and Quetta. Why not Pindi? So I think finally Pindi can own their team, and we all know the culture that Pindi possesses.
Not only Pindi, see the name, Pindi Boys.
Pindi Boys.
It is a fun for the Pindi Boys, guys. Come
So
on.
hashtag Pindi.
Yeah,
boy.
hashtag. Yeah, that's right.
Hashtag Pindi boy. I know, many people are going to be happy, including Mr. Rafi, our very dear newscaster, smiling across the studio as well. He's enjoying this. He's a Pindi boy too.
Yeah.
So all of this is coming. But Saqib bhai, I think on behalf of us, we'd like to congratulate you once again.
Thank you.
And we'd also like to say that PTV World will always be there as your own channel to promote these cricketing activities, because I think together we can truly make a difference.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Congratulations to Asif. Thank you very much to you as well. Absolutely loved your presenting and commentary, and the dance inside the comm box needs to be viral by now. That wraps it up. For all you Pindi people out there, it's a time to celebrate. We're going to be in talks. I hope that you get a chance to witness that fantastic trophy as well, because for the next year, until the next season of MSL, you are the champions. So, once again, I think the slogan says it all. Pindi is going to be there to stay, and you all got to go out and celebrate this, because you deserve this victory.
And let me repeat the slogan.
Yes, sir.
Pindi jadon aayega, lag
Lag
pata
pata
jayega.
jayega.
And
So
the
I
other
think
one is Pindiye, Pindiye.
Pindi. I think I'm going to remember this one. But on that note, we'll say goodbye until the next show from me and the entire team. Stay tuned to Sports Extra.